What if I told you the real reason you're always tired, constantly craving sugar, and gaining weight, no matter how little you eat, isn't actually your fault? If you're struggling with stubborn belly fat, low energy, brain fog, or feeling like your body just doesn't respond the way it used to, you're not alone. Millions of people are silently suffering from insulin resistance, a condition that often goes undiagnosed until it turns into type 2 diabetes. It's frustrating, it's scary, and worst of all, it feels like no one's giving you real answers. But here's the good news: you don't need months or expensive medication to fix it. Studies and real people are proving that with one simple shift in your daily routine, you can start to reverse insulin resistance in as little as 2 weeks. It's natural, it's science-backed, and it actually works. In this video, I'll break down exactly what that shift is, how it impacts your insulin levels, what foods and habits to avoid, and how to implement this strategy, step by step. Whether you're pre-diabetic or already living with diabetes, these are practical solutions, inspired by leading experts like Dr. Jason Fung, and used by thousands around the world to reclaim their health. This channel was built for people just like you, tired of quick fixes, conflicting advice, and feeling like they've lost control. Here, you'll get the real tools to take your health back, naturally, powerfully, and with clarity. So if you're ready to take back control over your body, starting today, let's begin with the first and most powerful step. 1. Reduce carbohydrate intake. Let's start with one of the most powerful changes you can make: cutting back on carbs. Now don't worry, I'm not talking about extreme dieting or giving up every food you love. The reason this works is actually pretty simple. When you eat a lot of carbs, especially refined ones like white bread, pasta, or sugary snacks, your blood sugar spikes, and every time that happens, your body pumps out more and more insulin to bring those sugar levels down. Over time, your cells stop responding, and that's when insulin resistance kicks in. By reducing your carbohydrate intake, especially the highly processed kind, you're giving your body a break. It no longer needs to flood itself with insulin every few hours, which gives your cells a chance to become sensitive to insulin again. It's like removing the constant pressure off your system so it can finally reset. And here's the beautiful part. This doesn't mean bland salads and starving yourself. You can still enjoy warm, satisfying meals, just with smarter swaps. Think cauliflower rice instead of white rice, zucchini noodles instead of pasta, or hearty stews with beans, lentils, and leafy greens instead of sugary sauces and bread-heavy dishes. There are hundreds of simple low-carb recipes out there that taste amazing and actually make you feel full and energized. I've seen people in their 50s, 60s, even 70s finally regain their energy and lose stubborn weight just by making this shift. It's not about restriction. It's about giving your body what it really needs: stability. So if you've ever felt like your body's been working against you, try giving it a chance to work with you instead. Start small. Cut back on sugary breakfasts. Replace white bread with whole food options. And watch how quickly your body responds. But here's the thing, not all carbs are the same. Some are actually helpful, especially when paired with the right types of fat and protein. That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next part. 2. Incorporate apple cider vinegar. Now that you've got your carbs under control, let's talk about a simple habit that takes less than 10 seconds a day but can have a powerful impact on your insulin sensitivity. I'm talking about apple cider vinegar. It might sound like a trendy health hack, but the science behind it is real. When you consume apple cider vinegar before a meal, especially one with carbs, it helps slow down how quickly your stomach empties. That means sugar enters your bloodstream more gradually, and your body doesn't need to release a big surge of insulin all at once. But it goes deeper than that. Studies have shown that apple cider vinegar can actually improve insulin sensitivity, especially after meals. This means your cells respond better to insulin, helping lower blood sugar levels more efficiently. And when that happens consistently, your pancreas gets to rest, and your body begins to heal. The best part? You don't need to take a lot. Just 1 tablespoon mixed with water before meals or even added to a morning smoothie can do the trick. And if the taste is too strong for you, many people have had success using apple cider vinegar gummies, as long as they're made from real vinegar with the mother still intact. That's where the beneficial enzymes and probiotics live, the stuff your gut and metabolism love. And I get it. Adding vinegar to your day might seem weird at first. But for many people, this one small change made them feel less bloated, more energized, and more in control of their cravings. It's easy, affordable, and totally doable, even on the busiest schedule. You don't need to change your entire life. You just need to start with what's manageable and consistent. But vinegar is only one tool in your toolbox. There's another powerful method that doesn't cost a thing, and it can reset your insulin levels even faster when done the right way. Let's talk about that next. 3. Control portion sizes. Now let's shift to something surprisingly powerful: how much you eat. Not just what you eat, but how much you put on your plate. See, even if you're choosing healthier foods, large portions can still lead to insulin spikes. Every time you eat more than your body actually needs, your blood sugar rises more than necessary, and your pancreas has to release even more insulin to deal with it. Do this day after day, and your cells start tuning insulin out, leading right back to resistance. That's why portion control is a secret weapon in your insulin reversal journey. By eating smaller amounts, you're easing the pressure on your system. You're allowing your body to digest calmly, your blood sugar to rise slowly, and your insulin to stay stable. Over time, this balance helps your cells become more responsive again. And that's what healing looks like from the inside out. Here's the trick: eat slowly. It takes your brain about 20 minutes to realize you're full. If you rush through a big meal, you might already be stuffed before your body even notices. But if you eat mindfully, pausing between bites and chewing well, you give your body time to catch up. That leads to less overeating, fewer sugar crashes, and more steady energy throughout the day. And you don't have to give up your favorite foods, just pre-portion them. Put your meals on smaller plates. Store snacks in smaller containers. When you control the volume, you can still enjoy the variety. It's not about starving. It's about eating in a way that respects your body's real needs. Not emotional hunger or old habits. I've seen people lose weight, sleep better, and reduce their medication just by mastering this one habit. It may seem small, but it creates ripple effects in every part of your health. Now, imagine combining portion control with one simple daily activity that helps your muscles soak up sugar instead of leaving it floating in your blood. That's exactly what we'll dive into next. 4. Lower sugar intake. Next, let's talk about something we all secretly love but may not realize is hurting us more than helping: sugar. Most people don't connect their cravings, energy crashes, or constant hunger to the sugar hiding in their everyday meals. But here's what's happening. When you eat sugar, especially in the form of sodas, pastries, candies, or even some so-called healthy cereals, your blood sugar rises fast. That spike triggers your pancreas to release a surge of insulin. Then comes the crash. Your energy drops, your brain fog kicks in, and your body starts begging for more sugar, starting the whole cycle all over again. The more often you go through this roller coaster, the harder your pancreas has to work, and the more resistant your cells become to insulin. That's why cutting down sugar isn't just a diet thing, it's a metabolic healing decision. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to live a joyless, dessert-free life. Start with small swaps. Ditch sugary sodas and switch to sparkling water with lemon or iced herbal teas. Replace your morning sugar-laden cereal with oatmeal topped with cinnamon or chia pudding with berries. Even learning to read food labels more carefully can open your eyes to just how many products sneak in added sugars. And here's the beautiful part. When your sugar intake drops, so do your insulin levels. Your cravings become easier to manage. You stop feeling tired all the time. Your body starts burning fat instead of storing it. People who once thought they were just lazy or undisciplined finally realize it wasn't about willpower. It was about getting off the sugar trap. I've heard countless stories from people who dropped just one sugary habit a day, like their evening soda or morning donut, and saw their energy soar, their weight drop, and their blood sugar levels stabilize in weeks. Now imagine if you paired this with a daily routine that's completely free, requires no equipment, and turns your muscles into sugar-burning machines. Let's explore that powerful next step. 5. Prioritize physical activity. Now let's shift gears and talk about something that doesn't require any pills, supplements, or strict diets, but can completely transform how your body uses insulin. We're talking about physical activity. Movement isn't just about losing weight or getting fit. It's one of the most powerful natural tools for reversing insulin resistance. Why? Because when you move your body, especially your muscles, they start using up the sugar in your blood, without needing as much insulin to help. Think of it as giving your pancreas a much-needed break. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights. In fact, some of the best forms of exercise are the simplest: a 20-minute walk after meals, dancing around your living room, gardening, or even playing with your kids or grandkids. These low-impact movements help your muscles stay active and ready to absorb glucose more efficiently. And the benefits don't stop at blood sugar. Physical activity also reduces your risk of heart disease, strengthens your bones, boosts your mood, and improves sleep. Plus, when you move your body regularly, you begin to reconnect with it. You feel more in control, more energized, and more confident, which is so important when you've been stuck in a cycle of fatigue and frustration for years. I've seen patients who hadn't exercised in decades start with just 10 minutes a day. And within 2 weeks they felt completely different, less bloated, more alert, and even lighter, without changing anything else. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership. You just need a little consistency and a mindset that says, "I'm worth this." And here's the best part. If you combine this daily movement with one key lifestyle change that doesn't involve food at all, your insulin sensitivity can improve even faster. Let's take a look at that final piece of the puzzle next. 6. Add Ceylon cinnamon. Now let's move on to a warm, comforting ingredient that might already be sitting in your kitchen cabinet. Ceylon cinnamon. This isn't your average grocery store cinnamon. Most of what you find on shelves is cassia cinnamon, which, in high doses, can actually be harmful to your liver. But Ceylon cinnamon, often called true cinnamon, is different. It's gentler on the body and packed with natural compounds that help regulate blood sugar and lower insulin levels. Here's how it works. Ceylon cinnamon slows the rate at which food moves through your stomach. That means glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually, helping your insulin response stay steady instead of spiking. It also improves how your cells respond to insulin, almost like tuning up your body's sensitivity to this vital hormone. And the best part? It's incredibly easy to add to your day. Sprinkle a little on your morning oatmeal, mix it into your coffee, or stir it into plain yogurt or smoothies. If you're someone who's always on the go, Ceylon cinnamon is also available in supplements, often combined with powerful ingredients like berberine, to enhance the effect even further. Just be sure the label specifically says Ceylon, not cassia. People often underestimate how small changes like this can lead to big results. But I've seen people with blood sugar swings experience noticeable improvements within days of adding Ceylon cinnamon to their daily routine. More stable energy, fewer cravings, and a sense of calm, knowing their body is getting back in balance, naturally. So, if you've been searching for something simple, safe, and affordable to support your insulin healing journey, this may be the ingredient that makes all the difference. And speaking of balance, there's one powerful lifestyle habit that most people overlook. Yet it plays a major role in restoring insulin sensitivity. 7. Choose complex carbohydrates. Let's now talk about carbs again. But this time, not to fear them, but to understand them better. See, not all carbohydrates are bad. The problem isn't carbs themselves. It's the type of carbs we eat and how quickly they turn into sugar in our bodies. Simple carbs, like white rice, white bread, pastries, or soda, digest fast, spiking your blood sugar and forcing your body to release a flood of insulin to bring it down. Over time, this constant spike crash pattern exhausts your system and leads to insulin resistance. But complex carbohydrates are different. These come from whole, unprocessed foods like sweet potatoes, quinoa, brown rice, lentils, oats, and vegetables. They break down more slowly in your digestive system, providing a steady stream of energy without sending your blood sugar on a roller coaster. That means less stress on your pancreas, fewer insulin surges, and more stability for your body. Here's the key. Nature packages carbs with fiber, water, and nutrients, things that slow digestion and support your metabolism. But when we strip those away, like in processed flours or sugary cereals, what's left is fast-burning fuel that our bodies aren't meant to handle every day. When you choose complex carbs, you're giving your body a chance to work with you. Meals become more satisfying, energy lasts longer, you don't feel the crashes or the urgent cravings, and your insulin levels stay much more balanced. Exactly what we want for reversing resistance. I've had people tell me they were terrified of carbs until they learned this truth. And once they swapped out the white pasta and sugary snacks for whole grains, legumes, and vegetables, they felt alive again, lighter, clearer, in control for the first time in years. And when you pair these complex carbs with one final habit that supports deep recovery while you sleep, the results can be even more powerful. Let's uncover that last strategy together. 8. Practice intermittent fasting. Now that we've covered what to eat, when you eat may be just as important, maybe even more. This brings us to one of the most powerful yet misunderstood tools for reversing insulin resistance, intermittent fasting. No, this isn't about starving yourself or going days without food. It's about giving your body structured windows of eating and resting, usually between 12 to 24 hours, so it can finally reset and heal. Here's why it works. Every time you eat, especially carbs or sugar, your body releases insulin to process that food. But when you fast, even just overnight for 14 hours, you give your body a break from producing insulin. And in that break, something amazing happens. Your insulin levels drop, your cells become more sensitive again, and your body starts using stored fat for fuel instead of constantly looking for the next snack. And the benefits go beyond blood sugar. People who practice intermittent fasting report better sleep, more mental clarity, less inflammation, and improved digestion. It's like clearing out the junk and letting your body catch its breath, something most of us never give it a chance to do. The best part? It's flexible. You can start small with a 12-hour fast. For example, stop eating at 7 p.m. and don't eat again until 7 a.m., then gradually work your way up to 14, 16, or even 18 hours, depending on what feels right for your body. And always, especially if you're diabetic or on medication, talk to your doctor or endocrinologist before trying this. Safety comes first. But I've seen people who were stuck for years finally break through plateaus just by adding this one habit. They weren't eating less overall, they were just eating less often. And that made all the difference. Now, what happens when you combine all these powerful habits and support them with one final piece that restores your body while you sleep? That's what we're about to reveal next. 9. Increase soluble fiber intake. Let's wrap up this healing journey with something often overlooked, but incredibly powerful: soluble fiber. You've probably heard that fiber is good for digestion. But what you may not know is that soluble fiber, the kind that turns into a gel-like substance in your gut, has a direct impact on your insulin levels. Here's why. When you eat soluble fiber, it slows down how fast food leaves your stomach. That means sugar enters your bloodstream more gradually, giving your body a better chance to process it without massive insulin spikes. It also makes you feel full longer, which naturally reduces your appetite and helps you avoid snacking on high-carb or sugary foods. And as we know, less snacking equals fewer insulin releases, which equals better insulin sensitivity over time. But here's the best part. Adding soluble fiber is easy and gentle on your body. You'll find it in foods like oats, chia seeds, lentils, black beans, apples, avocados, and even Brussels sprouts. Start by adding chia seeds to your smoothies, having oatmeal for breakfast, or tossing some beans into your lunch salad. These simple additions make meals more satisfying, more filling, and much more helpful for your blood sugar balance. Many people who once felt like they had no control over their hunger suddenly find themselves going hours without cravings, just from eating more fiber. They feel lighter, more stable, and in tune with their bodies again. And the change isn't just physical, it's emotional. When you no longer feel like food controls you, your confidence begins to return. And if you're worried about digestion, start slow. Increase your fiber intake gradually and make sure to drink enough water. That way, your gut gets the support it needs and your body adjusts smoothly. Now that you've discovered these 9 powerful steps to reverse insulin resistance, it's time to put it all together and see how these habits create real, lasting transformation. Let's bring it home. 10. Include green tea and white mulberry. Now let's talk about 2 simple but powerful gifts from nature: green tea and white mulberry. If you're looking for a gentle, natural way to support your insulin levels without depending on more pills or prescriptions, these 2 herbs can be a game changer. Green tea is well known for its antioxidants, especially EGCG, which helps improve how your body uses insulin. It not only reduces insulin resistance but also helps burn fat and reduce inflammation, all of which support better blood sugar control. White mulberry, on the other hand, contains a compound called DNJ, dioxinagarmycin, which slows the breakdown of carbohydrates into sugar. That means your body doesn't have to release as much insulin after a meal. Together, green tea and white mulberry help flatten blood sugar spikes and ease the pressure on your pancreas in a natural, steady way. You can enjoy them as herbal teas throughout the day or find them combined in high-quality supplements designed for blood sugar support. If you're someone who wants results but doesn't want to make huge dietary changes all at once, this can be a great starting point. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent with the small things that work. And don't underestimate these small steps. I've heard from people who simply started drinking green tea twice a day and after just a few weeks noticed fewer cravings, more energy, and smoother blood sugar numbers. It's a simple habit, but simplicity is often where the magic happens. So now that you've seen all 10 powerful steps that can start reversing insulin resistance in just 2 weeks, let's pull everything together and talk about what this means for your future. Starting right now. 11. Eat fatty fish. We've explored herbs, fiber, and fasting, but now it's time to talk about a food that's as powerful as it is delicious. Fatty fish. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and trout are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, healthy fats that do way more than just protect your heart. These omega-3s actually help reduce inflammation throughout the body. And that's a big deal, because chronic inflammation is one of the root causes of insulin resistance. When your body is inflamed, Your cells stop responding to insulin the way they should. That means more insulin is needed just to do the same job, which leads to weight gain, fatigue, and a constant feeling of imbalance. But when you increase your intake of omega-3s through fatty fish, studies show your cells can become more responsive again. That means lower insulin levels, steadier blood sugar, and fewer cravings throughout the day. And it doesn't take much. Just adding 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish per week can make a measurable difference. Whether you grill a piece of salmon, toss sardines onto a salad, or make a simple tuna dish, you're giving your body the healthy fats it desperately needs, not just to survive, but to heal. This approach is especially helpful if you're dealing with conditions like obesity, gestational diabetes, or PCOS, where insulin resistance tends to hit harder. Many patients I've worked with felt stuck, doing everything right but still not seeing progress, until they made this one shift. After a few weeks of adding fatty fish, they noticed less bloating, more stable energy, and smoother glucose readings. So if you're serious about resetting your insulin sensitivity, fatty fish isn't just food, it's functional medicine on your plate. Now, with all 11 habits revealed, it's time to wrap this up and show you how putting even just a few of these into practice can change your life. Starting this week, let's bring it all together. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. From eating fewer refined carbs to adding fatty fish, fiber, and a little cinnamon or green tea. These small steps can lead to big changes. Your body wants to heal. Give it the tools and it will respond. Talk to your doctor if needed. Stay consistent. And don't give up. Subscribe for more real, simple strategies and click the next video to keep your health journey going. You've got this.